decided that I want to start spring cleaning, and I'm going to start in my kitchen. So I have my lists. I've got my ingredients here that I think I'm going to need. I also have a lot more that I am going to use yet. But yeah, it is the time. It is getting closer to spring. I want to be ready to not just be working in the house once it's warmer outside. So today I am starting spring cleaning. So yeah, it's going to be a huge job. I am going to start in here. I'm going to start with my fridge. I'm going to clean it out, clean it up, and we're going to continue from there. So follow along and let's maybe even grab a rag yourself and start cleaning your house or your room or whatever. It always feels so good once it is clean. I'm gonna admit it takes a little bit to get motivated to start because it is a huge project. But yeah, grab your cleaning supplies and a bucket and a rag and let's get cleaning. So before I spray my oven, I'm actually gonna spray my oven before I clean my fridge so that it can do its work. I'm just gonna lay down an old garbage bag so that the floor doesn't get damaged from the overspray or anything like that all of a sudden. Alright, so I'm going to start at the top of the side walls. I'm always very careful not to spray the fan or the top because of the element. Been sprayed. I did turn the fan on. I opened the window because the fumes, try to keep them less. So while that is going, I am going to start cleaning out my fridge, cleaning that up, and then I'm going to continue on that way. Empty. I do have to do the freezer yet, but I'm going to do the fridge part first and then I'm going to do the freezer. I was going to pull out, but there is no way I can budget, so I'm going to have to wait until someone comes and helps me. So I am not going to be doing that part just yet, but fear not, I will, and I will show you. I will show you. I have not pulled it out since we moved back up since our renovation about 1.5 years ago, so it's going to be really dusty and gross, I'm sure of it. But yeah, so I do need help to move that out. But in the meantime, I am going to clean out the inside of the fridge and then I'm going to move on to the freezer and then hopefully the rest of it is going to be a little quicker. I just always find that the fridge is quite tedious because of all the small stuff you got to move. So let's clean it up.
Is there anything more beautiful than watching all that onion peel and crumbs and everything disappear, I absolutely love using the vacuum to just vacuum that up. I always find that the onions make such a big mess, so this is the perfect way to get that all cleaned up and you're not wiping around these pieces of onion peels.
I'll be honest, it's not that bad. Once you vacuum out the main part of it, the rest of it isn't that gross actually. Not the part that stays in the fridge anyhow. Hey, does anybody else have a new fridge that does this? It is so annoying. Like, does the newer versions think you don't clean your fridge and the door has to be open for it? I don't understand. Oh, there's nothing else.
I had gotten these dark marks. I believe it was from the cream cheese boxes. It was like a dark blue. I think the ink just rubbed off, and I had tried to get it off with just water and dish soap and it did not work. So I actually tried Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and it came off perfectly. So after I had gotten the marks off, I just wiped it down with some Tide and water and it was just like new. I was very happy about that.
Alright, so the fridge has been cleaned, but you guys, I have a major bone to pick with these new fridges. I don't know if they're all like this or just ones that I've gotten or that I've looked at, but it is infuriating. So if there's any fridge manufacturers watching, please change this. So my issue, I've got my shelves back in there. It looks good, right? Yeah, you think you're gonna have lots of room. Okay, so for instance, this shelf, if I move it up, well, what are you gonna put in there? Realistically, that you will be able to get out of there. You cannot get even like a dressing bottle. Let me show you. You can't stand it up. You can't stand it up here. It's too tall. You could put mustard in there, but how many of these do you really have in your fridge? Not that many. So, it'd be great for the milk. The milk fits that way, but then these two are basically useless. Let's put it here, okay? So we can get the milk in there, but it's a pain. I can't even imagine what a 4 liter, like you wouldn't even be able to get a 4 liter in and out of there. So the door is basically useless, same as this one, and I know we have the ice maker in there, which I know we have the ice maker in there, which is part of the problem. But like, look at these shelves. 100% useless. You can't really put anything in here. It's, yeah. I wish I would have known these things before I bought this fridge. So, because the milk doesn't fit in the doors really, I was thinking I would put this shelf here, and maybe it would work. And as you can see, I can put this one up higher, but then this is so close. There is no way you could put anything on that shelf. Like, it is so dumb, you guys. And yeah, so it's basically this, at this height, you could put one shelf here, and then there's this height. There is literally 3 options, that is it. I guess I could take one shelf out, put this one here, but yeah, that seems really ridiculous as well. So anyway, milk does not fit on any single shelf unless I go like this. Again, so much wasted space, and because it's the tall stuff in front, you're never gonna reach with stuff like that. So that's why I like this. And again, so much wasted space. Like seriously, who the heck invents these fridges? It can't be a woman that actually uses a fridge or a guy that uses a fridge. It is absolutely ridiculous. So guys, I would not recommend it here. We are very specific and not just swap them when you don't like them.
So I got the fridge moved out, but the question is, are you ready to look behind there? Look how dusty it is on top. My goodness, where the dust doesn't all settle. So it wasn't too disgusting. It was very, very dusty though. Like, look at those dust bunnies. How embarrassing, but whatever. It is behind the fridge, it is under the fridge, and I just simply cannot move it often enough to do it more than once a year, and I'm okay with that. So I'm just gonna vacuum it up and wash the floor, and it'll be brand new. Oh my, what a hassle. We have these tracks that it's supposed to slide on, and they kept pushing further back than they were supposed to go, so we had to like pull it out several times and try to put it back in again. It was quite the ordeal, but alas, I did get it back in, and it is clean and it feels so good. And onto the stove.
Alright, that's really disgusting. But guys, I'm telling you, moving this fridge and stove is no small feat. That is really disgusting. But I don't think that's food. That's the thing from the heat. Like the vent from the stove. I really think that's the heat from that and the grease and whatnot. But anyway, let's clean this disgusting joint up. Wow, crazy what a year and a half can do.
You know things are getting serious when the rubber gloves and Mr. Clean comes out. Now we are meaning business. Let's clean this.
Back, and now I am ready to continue on that shelf. So yeah, it's taken a long time, you guys. My goodness, like this is ridiculous. I'm gonna have to get going.
I used to always stack my towels and dishcloths and anything like that. I always used to stack them when I stored them, and I all of a sudden started stacking them upright, like that they're standing on the edge as opposed to laying flat. And wow, that would definitely be my tip. If you have the room to do that, it is so nice. Like you get to see everything that you have, and you can just pull out exactly which cloth or towel or whatever it is that you want without having to always lift the whole stack to get that one particular one out. So that is definitely my little tip for storing towels and dishcloths. So for this sink pullout, I again used the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to get some scuff marks, and just, I don't know what they exactly were from, but little black marks, and it just worked out perfectly. And oh my goodness, is there ever a way to make this cupboard under the sink look nice? Like, it can be a little better, but does it ever look pretty? So for my glass top on my stove, I have started using Barkeeper's Friend in the liquid, in the creamy liquid I guess it is, and I just kind of put it on the whole top or wherever the spots are that have burnt on, and I let it sit. It depends on how my schedule looks. Sometimes I will let it sit for an hour, sometimes for a day, and I just kind of wet it down with some water and I just kind of scrub it. And as you see, I kind of have a technique here where my left hand is kind of just feeling where the burnt on spots are, and I keep scrubbing with my right hand until they are done. And if it needs to, I will sometimes scrape it with a razor, but for the most part, Barkeeper's does a very good job of getting it totally clean. And once I have washed it and rinsed it, I give it a splash of vinegar and I shine it up, and she sparkles. So I want to know, if you clean your oven, do you guys remove the door? It has been a game changer ever since I found out that you could remove the door. It is so much easier to get into the back of the oven and just clean it properly. Absolutely a must. And this was the first time that I had taken this door off, so I did struggle a little bit, but once I figured it out, it worked amazingly. So you see how I am scrubbing and cleaning and making it shine and sparkle and look beautiful and clean. So the next day I had a cake order and I used a springform pan and it leaked out of the bottom and it made a little mess. I was so disappointed, I could have cried. I am so glad that I tackled this job and that it is now done. I got rid of a lot of stuff and organized a lot of my cabinets and drawers and everything, so that feels really good, and it just kind of gives me a new motivation to maybe cook a little more and yeah, just be more creative in the kitchen. So now that my kitchen is clean, I really hope that this video inspired you to maybe clean your own space that you felt that needed cleaning. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.